Welcome back. Joe Blasco here on our graduate alumni show. And it is my great pleasure now to welcome one of my past graduates, Ms. Donna Bard. Come on in here, honey.
Joe,
Hey.
so good to see you.
Mwah.
I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you.
And
have a seat right
this
here.
is a hard one to follow here. It's a tough one.
Aren't they great?
I'm from a whole different world. I'm from the commercial world.
Yes.
Lots different.
Wait, listen now. What a wonderful world that is.
Yeah.
You are one of the, if not the, highest paid makeup artists in this city. You do commercials. You are like the premier makeup artist for all commercials. You can't believe. Look at this. There's a list. Look, Clairol, Miller Lite, Pacific Bell, Del Taco, Bristol Myers, Yellow Pages, Chex Cereal, Cadillac, Burger King, Star Kiss, Keebler's, Kraft, Sony, Brawny, El Pocoloco, one of my favorites, Jet TV, Visa, Pacific Telesis, Hershey's. Ooh, yes. Bring on those.
It's funny, after 20 years, you end up working on
Look at all of this. Look, Chevrolet, Lincoln Mercury, Home Depot, Pepsi, Federal Express, Dr. Pepper, Sears, Hitachi, Nabisco, Goodyear, Honda, Mercedes-Benz.
The great one was the tsunami one with President Clinton and President Bush, ex-President Bush. That was fun.
Whoa, tell us about that.
Well,
I didn't see that one.
I was called in at the last minute. I was working on another project, and I got called by the, FBI, CIA, somebody.
They ran a check on you?
They wanted to check on me before.
He said, were you a graduate of Joe Blasco's? We don't know about you.
But it was such a last minute. I was already on a project.
All right.
And I did not want to leave the project. They needed me at 7 o'clock at night. So who did I call? Kelsey Fry, my buddy.
Our producer.
I'm like, Kelsey, can you do this job for me? It's at 7 o'clock. It's with the president. She's like, yeah. She was so excited. And
wait. Okay. Kelsey gave you a job to do the president's makeup?
I gave it to her.
Oh, you gave it to Kelsey.
Right?
I'm sorry. Okay.
So I gave it to her, and I get off the phone. I go back to set. I'm sitting around on set, and I'm moping around. I'm like, geez, I could be working with the presidents right now.
God.
And I was doing a Kraft commercial, and I thought,
she never told me that.
Well, then I got back on the phone, and I said, Kelsey, I think I'm going to take the job away from you now, because I think my director's going to let me off for the day. And I called the FBI who was doing the research, and they said, well, we already did Kelsey's background check, and she's fine, so she has the job.
Well, apparently they didn't dig deep enough. They didn't look into her prior makeup experience.
I'm like, wait.
I've got a few files for you here. Let's see here, Kelsey Fry.
Yeah, well, the director said to me, he's like, Donna, what are you, crazy? Of course you could leave the job. So I called another makeup artist and said, can you come cover me on this set?
Who was that?
Leah Robin. So she showed up on my set. Kelsey was too far away to show up on the set. So
she was afraid.
Yeah. I'm like, Kelsey, I got to take you off the job. So I took her off the job, and they did the research on me. Everything was okay. I showed up on set and got to work with the president. It was great.
That's fantastic.
It was
excellent.
Really fun.
Good for you, sweetheart.
Two great ones
Good
in
for
there.
you. Good for you. Now, Kelsey was actually one of your teachers, wasn't she?
Kelsey,
if not your,
I'm
she was
telling
the
you,
teacher
she was,
at that
yes,
time.
She was the beauty teacher at the time.
Yes.
This was in what, 80?
And here we have your diploma.
This is my award. I don't have those big shiny awards over there. I have the real Joe award here.
Thank you, sweetie.
Yes.
That's so
That
wonderful.
was amazing.
And your last name at the time.
That was don't even say that.
Oh,
That was
I won't say it.
That's my ex last name.
I won't say it.
That's right. We all have ex last name. It's Donna Bard now.
Yes, fantastic. And this was, you've given at Hollywood, California, the Joe Blasco Makeup Center diploma.
I think that was
is
one
an
of the
award.
original ones.
Yeah, this is one of the original ones. The
it's
original, they were like this long.
It's a diploma, but it's an award to me.
That's right.
That's an award to me.
Oh, thank you, sweetie. September 28th, 1984.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and Kelsey was probably the best teacher I ever had in the industry.
Yes.
Next to you, of course.
Oh.
You know, you did show your face a few times, you know. I was probably one of the last student groups that actually had you.
Yeah, in '84 I
You know,
was really busy with
you were
Carol
floating-
Burnett. I
yes.
was all over the place.
You were floating in and
but
out.
I always made sure that my best graduates were there,
And you were starting your makeup line at the time. I think it was exploding at that time.
Yeah, me and Ron Wild were working in the laboratory. Well, we had already done this, but he assisted me working in the laboratory. I mean, I'd write like formulas down like this,
Right.
and I'm giving to him because I was lazy, and I didn't want to mix the makeup, right? I just wanted to be creative, you know, and I'd think
Right.
up all these little formulas, I write them all down, you know, 2 grams of this and 3 grams
Sure.
of that, and blah, 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 and here, Ron, make it.
And week to week, we were waiting for the next color you were going to come out with, the next great olive tone. Because a lot of the other companies did not have great olive
Yeah, but they
tones.
called them olive.
They called them, but they weren't.
They weren't olive, they were
Ruddy,
pink.
too pink.
They were pink.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we were always very excited when the next olive tone,
Well, great.
medium olive, light olive, dark
Right,
olive, all the
right,
olives, fuchsia, da-da-da.
Olive, medium olive, deep olive, sun tone. They were all olive tones. The classic olive series at the time. Alabaster was the lightest one. Teeny white. That was Boy George's color. Teeny white. Boy George's color. Believe it or not. I'd like, hey, Boy George, come on over here and be a guest. We want to talk to you.
I mean, Kelsey had
In full makeup, the way
some of the
you
most
used to do
amazing
it.
things.
I'm sorry.
One of the things she taught us is, you know, you don't even have to have that many colors in your kit. 3 or
No,
4
you don't.
colors you could put on anybody. And as students, we were like, what are you talking about? And she could take the darkest color, and if you put it on light enough, it could go on anybody.
Absolutely.
You know?
A nice
And-
thin skin stain.
Exactly. So, and she would pound it, and she would march back and forth, and what was it,
March.
on the Gower?
Click her heels.
on the Gower
Click
studio?
her heels.
She would be
Was she
marching.
carrying a whip at the
That
time?
was- she did. And you know, we were all very excited to learn, and she,
You were scared to
showed-
death,
yes,
petrified.
Yes.
You had to learn or else.
Yeah, it's true. But you know, she really helped me. I went from graduating, Joe Blasco graduating, right into a job. She introduced me to Tom Schwartz, who was also one of my teachers.
Yes.
And Tom brought me into my first film during the time I was going to school.
Yes.
And on weekends,
Do you remember
I would
the
work
name of the
from
film?
Hollywood Highs.
All right.
Hollywood Highs. He and I would leave school together on Friday night at like, I don't know, 3 or 4 o'clock, and we would work till Sunday night without sleeping. We would sleep on stage. I'm
remember those
I'm
days,
sure you
yeah.
guys have done that before. You know, we would all just hang out and sleep anywhere on the
On the set.
on the set, and go back to work, and we'd work till Sunday night and show up back Joe
Right.
Blasco's school Monday morning.
Amazing.
And from that time on, I never stopped working.
Yeah.
He gave me my first film right out of school, and I went from that film, I did 2 other short films, and then did print on the side and
Well,
a
let's
little
look at the films.
Playboy.
What was that?
Little Playboy channel. I think
You
we've
wrote the
all been
Playboy
there,
channel?
haven't we?
Well, we want to hear about that now, don't we?
Well, and you know what? Working on the Playboy channel, it was interesting because
Beauty makeup
those young
for
girls,
days.
yes,
Lots of
beauty makeup,
iridescence, honey.
And they taught me.
Bring it on.
They taught me a lot. You know, these young girls, I would give them this amazing Joe Blasco, beautiful makeup.
That
and they
Pepito
could-
white back.
Yes, yes. And they would
I'll
get up-
be teaching you the Pepito white back.
They would get up and look in the mirror, and they're like, "Do you have any baby powder?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Are you sweating? What?" Put it on the counter. They'd take a little puff and go, "Okay, I'm ready." And they'd be set, you know, because it gave them that white, beautiful white wash.
Oh, yeah.
And they'd be ready to go.
Yeah, you know, they used to call that white wings.
Yeah.
Back in the 1940s, the late 1940s, I wasn't. I was a baby.
Right.
Vincent Kehoe said that he was making up an actress, but they did this because of the way the lighting was back
Right.
in those days. It was all moody and it was all overhead and it was fluorescent. It was horrible.
Right.
And the actress who was from Broadway, I can't remember, her name escapes me now. She would come in and she would get a brush, put white on it, and go like this and this, and like
Exactly.
this and this, and would look like this big wings here. And she called it white wings.
Right.
That's how Vincent Kehoe got his first job, because he was able to paint
Right.
white wings on this person.
Yeah.
So you're doing white wings with baby powder.
Yes, with baby powder, and it worked fabulous. It's great on camera, great for stills.
Yeah.
You know, and I learned that from the Playboy bunnies.
You look so terrific. From the Playboy bunnies.
From the bunnies.
Was
yeah.
Hugh Hefner around?
No.
Was he
didn't
looking
show-
over
he
your
didn't-
shoulder?
No, no.
Did he invite
He
you
didn't
to
show
some
up.
parties?
Yeah, no.
No? No parties?
I didn't go that far, no.
No.
At that time, I was still.
It was
trying to
after you'd
do-
already been checked by the FBI. You could have
I
gone.
probably could have, but I was trying to stay in my own little field, the commercial field,
Right.
working in my little commercials because I was trying to have a family at the same time.
Yes.
And
That's
Chelsea
tough,
did
isn't
give me
it?
some great advice. She's the one who said, the movie industry is probably not the best for you because you want to do the kids, you want to do the family, you want to have the husband. You really can't do that in
Yes.
this field. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's very hard.
You can do it.
You can do
there are
it.
people who do
It
it.
is very tough. But, I like
But you
being
got to
at
hire
home.
the nannies, and the
Yes.
dog sitters, and
True. So I took the other route, and the money route. She and I
Right.
joke a lot about that. She's like, Donna, you go for the money, I go for the glam, I go for the high-end makeup. I'm like, go girl.
That's it, baby.
But it worked out
So-
great in the commercial world for me.
So how much do you command these days, if I may ask?
Well, it changes.
Depends
by
on the
job.
commercial.
I mean, it's as low as 800 and as high as 15.
As low as 800 a day. Things must be bad.
And it varies. You can go from 15 to 25. And there are a lot of other makeup artists that make a lot more
Yes.
than 25 in commercials.
Yes, but you have the reputation. You are known in the commercial industry as being one of the top, if not the top, of
But
makeup artists.
here's the interesting thing. Back 20 years ago when I first started doing commercials, and a director would say, I need a makeup artist for this particular job, and the producer would be like, "What do you want to see reels? Do you want to see a book?" And he'd be like, "No, is she nice? Is she cute?"
Right.
And I fit that.
Did she work for the Playboy
I fit that.
channel?
I fit nice and cute. I fit nice and cute. So I got
Right.
hired a lot back in the 80s and
right.
the early 90s.
But you're still nice and cute.
Thank you.
So you're going to be working
sweet.
for a
You're so
long
sweet.
time.
And I got hooked up with probably 5 or 6 directors, and I've been with them for 20 years.
Oh, that's
Wow,
wonderful.
that's great.
Look at this list of
It's really
directors.
nice.
Listen to this, folks. Listen to this. You people outside of Hollywood, you might not know these names unless you're really credit buffs. But Barry Levinson, Richard Donner.
Wow.
Come on. These are big names that you've worked with here. Tons and tons of people.
And those big shots, they do like little commercials between their big shot
Yeah,
movies.
yeah, absolutely.
The big movies.
You do all these press junkets too. Press junkets. Tell the world what a press
Well, a
junket
press
is.
junket, what that is when a movie is done shooting, they do press for all over the world, basically,
Right.
and your main actors will come in
Right.
and be interviewed by the press from, again, all over the world, all your TV
Right,
channels,
right.
and I would do the makeup. And the great thing about doing press junkets was I got to do all the big stars.
Mm-hmm.
Here I was, a nice young makeup artist, and my resume had every star in town on
Right,
it
right.
because I did the press junkets for Warner Brothers and Disney.
Yeah.
And I did that probably for 15 years.
Wow.
And that really helped build my resume.
Amazing.
And that was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
In addition
absolutely.
to my commercials. And the side, I also work in a salon out in Westlake Village. I started off in
What
a
salon? Are you still working in the salon?
I am.
And what is that salon?
That salon is called Cleo's.
Cleo's.
It's in Westlake Village, yes.
In Westlake Village, in California, here. Westlake Village
Yeah.
is north of,
Yes.
of Hollywood,
Right.
in the San Fernando Valley.
But
Very exclusive, beautiful community. And it's Cleo's Salon.
Yes, Cleo's.
So can we invite them to come visit you at
Anytime.
Cleo's?
Yes.
All right, all of you out there that want to have Donna do your makeup, come to Cleo's.
Yes.
All right.
And
Are you selling makeup there?
no.
Well, you're into it for the money, so I
Well,
thought maybe you'd be
actually, I do hair there.
You do hair also?
I'm a hairdresser, yes.
Oh, my God.
So I started off at a salon in Beverly Hills called Giuseppe Franco,
Yes.
and I was there for 17 years. In addition to
When did you
doing my
start? When you were
commercials.
2?
Yes, that's not so nice of you. But when I made that transition from movies, my few little movies that I did way back with Kelsey, I switched from movies to commercials, and during that transition,
Right.
I needed work because I had to turn
Right.
down my few little movies
Right.
to be available for commercials.
Why don't you come over to me and help me teach?
I've been around a little bit,
Yeah.
but I started working Giuseppe Franco's.
How terrific.
So I always had that job on the side.
Right.
When I wasn't on set. You know, I'm there 4 days a week if I'm not on set. So
how fabulous.
It's a great feeling.
Good,
you know?
good. So you must be very rich now.
Oh, yes, I would like to think so.
Are you married?
Yes,
You're
still married, 22 years.
What does your husband do?
2 kids.
2 kids?
My
How old?
son is
I'm not gonna ask.
18.
Your son is 18?
He's a young writer, director, producer himself.
No way. Really?
Yes. He actually won an award for the most uplinks, I guess you call it, on the internet for one of his movies. Because
You've
he
got
had the
to
most viewings.
send him over here. We can use him here.
He's quite amazing. He writes, directs, and shoots our living room in our house, in our...
Imagine what he could do in this studio.
Well, this is our living room right here. He has painted our living room green.
Wait a minute.
Our formal
the people
living
out
room.
there don't see that.
Yes, yeah. Oh, okay.
They're seeing Los Angeles at night.
That's right.
You forget you heard that. You didn't hear that, did you?
That's right, because really, the Hollywood's behind us, the Hollywood sign. But yes, he painted the whole living room green. So he shoots there every weekend.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And he hires his mommy to do the makeup.
I love it. Oh, that's terrific.
You know, and the interesting is, I bring my daughter in and I give her the tools and I make her do it. I'm like,
Yes,
okay,
yes.
you do it. And the other day she called me on the phone. She's like, I'm at the salon doing hair. She's
Yes.
like, Mommy, I have to do a bruise on some boys. How do I do a bruise? I go, do you know where my little bruise kit is? She's like, no. I go, okay, do you have some lipstick? Talking about pulling a rabbit out of your hat. Do you have some lipstick? Yes. Okay, get some lipstick and just pat it around the eye because it always looks good around the eye.
Yeah, right.
She goes, okay, I have that. I go, do you have a little lip gloss? She goes, yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, there you go, you know.
Put a little over
But
it.
lip
Give it a little
gloss.
shine.
She took the blush, put a little blush here and there, and so she had her own little bruises and cuts, and it looked beautiful.
I love it. I just love it. Now, are they going to go into makeup?
She may go into makeup. She's talking about it now. Luckily, we got her out of the whole idea of wanting to be an actress.
Yeah.
You know, because I really didn't want her
Luckily?
to be, yeah,
You don't want her to be an
no,
actress.
I didn't want her to be an actress. That's a tough life.
Oh, yeah.
So
Like makeup isn't. Makeup is
well,
not
you know
a tough
what?
life.
Knock on wood. The few of us that have made a really great career out of it, you know, knock on wood.
Yeah.
You know, I told her, take advantage of your mother being in the business.
Yes.
Her best friend right over there, Kelsey Fry, in the business. We can help you out. You
Yeah,
know?
absolutely.
So she's like, oh, maybe.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. When you do makeup, you know, for commercial,
Right.
for cosmetics, a cosmetics commercial, do you always use the makeup that's supposedly being sold by the commercial?
Often you do, because what happens is, if you're doing a commercial, say whether it's Maybelline or if you're doing a color commercial, Clairol, they give you all those supplies for free.
Right.
So why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, but there is a point where you have an actress come in and maybe she has a zit or something like that. You always have to go back to Joe Blasco. Come on, you have to have that coverage.
Well, I wasn't
You gotta have
looking
some
for a
good
plug,
coverage.
but, you
no,
know.
not at all. But you know what? We have to have our Blasco in our kit. You know, you cannot go
I have a little.
there
I have,
without
a,
it,
I
you
have
know.
a Doppler system at home that every time a makeup case opens and there's no Joe Blasco makeup in it, it goes on. The alarm goes off and your name comes up.
One of the first movies I ever did, I worked with a young makeup artist. His name was John Blake. You know,
Oh, yeah, John
very
Blake.
busy. He's a
I gotta
very
get
famous
John
film-
in here.
Yes,
He's a great makeup
He taught me a
artist.
lot. I did my first 2 films with him, and when he hired me, and my first day on set, I'm so excited to have my little kit of all Joe Blasco makeup because I had just graduated.
Anyway, what's all of that? Dump that
He
out.
opens his kit, and there's no Joe Blasco in there. I'm like, what's this? You know? Well, he's like, I got a lot of stuff to show you, Donna.
That's right.
And I learned a lot from him.
Absolutely.
He was a great makeup
It's not
artist.
just Joe Blasco Cosmetics.
Right.
A good makeup artist will have products from
Yes.
every
Yes.
company.
You take the best from
That's
everyone,
right.
you know,
The best
and
from
put it
every
in your-
line.
yeah,
That's
and put
right.
it in your kit.
Exactly. You're terrific,
Yeah,
Izzy.
thank you very much.
It's so good to see you. How long has
It's
it
nice to
been?
be back.
Yeah, how long has it been? I haven't seen you in
Well,
ages.
I came, Kelsey used to bring me in a little bit to do commercial classes here at the Joe Blasco School, and I did a few of those.
You have to come back and do some more.
Yeah.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
You know, because there's so many. This realm of makeup artistry is so specialized. You know, And when you know, some people think that doing makeup for just film has to, requires real meticulous work, but that ain't so.
Right.
What if you're called in to do like a simple commercial, like a Maytag commercial or something, where you've got to make the lady up, housewife.
And total natural.
Yeah, but and she comes in and she's got
and to look like a
splotches and
housewife.
yeah, exactly. You have to make
Right.
her. That is incredibly creative work. And difficult at times, because you've got to make them look as though they're not made up at all.
Right, because the director
That's why you
will
get the
tell
big
you,
bucks.
The director will say to you, if he can see it, it's too much.
That's right.
And the director will say, Donna, if I can see it,
Yeah.
it's too much. And he'll
Yeah.
look at the actress.
That's right.
All right, she's fine. She passes the test.
Right, there you
Like,
Yeah.
But the new thing now is not only HD, but now it's the HD red camera.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
H-
We have one on order. I've got two of them on order.
You think HD bet?
Oh no, I know. I've heard the red cameras. We're gonna have to call in a team of makeup
So it's
artists.
kind of like, it's like you don't put any makeup on and make them look good.
Right.
Yeah.
God forbid they have a zit.
Right.
Because if they have a
Right.
zit, you can't cover it.
Right.
Because if you cover
do
it,
it
then
in
it looks
post.
like a chunk of makeup's
Yeah,
there.
exactly. No.
And this is where it goes
Yeah,
to
truly.
post.
Yeah.
But we can't allow that.
No.
Makeup artists
No.
can't allow everything to go to
You've
post.
got to do the.
Right, we'll lose our jobs.
You've got to learn
No.
to be able to save the company money
Absolutely.
by being able to do the correction, but doing it in a way that even with the red camera,
Right,
it
right.
still
But
is
they
natural
pass
looking.
it through the computer anyway,
Right.
and any imperfections they go in.
Oh, they'll go in
and,
and fix it up.
correct
Yeah.
those.
But you can make their
Right.
job easier.
Films, commercials,
course.
You can make their
television.
job easier.
Yeah,
Of
but they
course.
still go in and do it anyway.
Right.
And they won't tell you.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know.
Yeah, it's just watching, getting in the little black hut.
That's right, yeah.
And watching that monitor.
Yeah.
It's a whole
And
different world now.
It's too, for me, it's too crystal clear.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just too.
For special effects, that's right.
Well, and not only that, it's just so. I like film.
I mean, do you
you know-
really want to see
Wait a minute, you say
all
you
the
like
wrinkles
film.
on the skin?
You're working all television.
I know, but CSI's film.
You're talking about the
I'm talking about
the
HD
look,
as
yeah.
the
Okay.
HD's great. Everybody shoots HD,
Yes.
HD because it's cheaper.
Right.
You're working film for television.
Yeah, exactly.
What difference do you see in film for television as
As
opposed
an
to film
HD?
for? Yeah.
It's just crystal clear. It's just you see every
Everything.
Isn't it clearer than the eye?
Yeah,
I hate to say it.
absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely.
You can
And
see
who
better
wants
than
to
the eye can
see somebody's?
Yeah.
You know,
Sometimes it's not as that kind.
no,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
not.
it's not that
Sometimes,
kind.
yeah.
Especially
There's
with
no
older
forgiving.
actresses.
You
Yeah.
notice they never go into a close-up of me here.
Exactly.
Hey, listen, folks, we're going to be right back. Don't go away. Right after these messages, we'll be right back.